Oh. Let me know how it sounds. The mic has been in rice for days. Don't know if it made a difference. I'm gonna sit here and eat sausages while I give you 3 minutes of a monkey playing a piano. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Painting goo goo. What will we do? Nobody knew what we do. Painting goo. Painting goo. Sip paint goo. How do I sound? Do I sound okay? Better? Worse? The same? Let me know. Painting goo 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 goo. Sausage. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Painting goo goo. Goo 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 goo. You sound okay, just okay. Obviously, I just need to get a new mic then. It's weird when I hit the recording and I record myself and then play it back. I actually sound alright, but I don't know. I don't know. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. I think it's good. I think it's okay too. I'm not saying it's like when I listened back to it, I was like, it sounds alright. Yeah? I don't know. Painting goo goo goo. We'll let the resident audiophile be the judge. Stumble. How do I sound? Painting goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. Oh, jeez. Fuck. It did sound worse earlier in the week, so let's chalk it up to his improvement. Oh, it's definitely better than the first time I came back, yeah. Definitely. Quiet? Is this quiet? That's it? Alright. It's so weird. I don't sound quiet when I'm recording it. Would it help if I turn the music down, or if I turn the music down, you're not going to be able to hear the music? I don't know. For all I know, there could be a setting that's changed or something. I don't fucking know. Like, nothing looks different anyway. Got my Virum Goost. Right. You know the drill. Put your hands together for our very own petrified primate praying us in on a piano. Milo's a good boy. He's a good boy. Nah, it's fine. Um, yeah, but like fine is fine. You know, we want good. But anyway, please excuse me whilst I descend into proper painting goo posture. Where's my thingy? Where are we? Painting goo, painting goo, painting goo. That's a stiff stool. That's a stiff stool. It's all right though. We'll work with it. Let me see. Right. Canvas is a little bit high. Take it down. I'm going to take you down a peg, you mighty bitey monster. I remembered a printer bear saying the term mighty bitey, and I was like, "That's I'm calling him that. That's what he's called, mighty bitey." And the last thing you want to come across is a member of the mighty bitey clan, and you're out foraging for berries and grapes, grappes in the local forest region, and a mighty bitey slithers from the bush, proceeds to steal all your belongings and take a big chunk out of your ass, and then scurry off into the distance, laughing at you, while you bleed from your bum and realize that you have been mugged by a monster. All hail the mighty bitey. like a he's like a flightless beholder. Like it was like a mighty bitey, cousin of beholder, sibling of meatwad. It's like meatwad like it's like a kaiju version of meatwad from fucking what was that called again? Aqua Teen Hunger Force or something. Right. We have new tunes. Today's today, Friday. Like fuck. Oh man, I've had a mad week. I've had a mad week. I tried to send you instrumental stuff because we all enjoy letting you rant a bit. Thanks. But if you want to dive into the mind of a man that knows how to turn flesh into syrup through the osmotic pressure of sugar. Oh, that's hilarious. But if you want to dive into the mind of a man that knows how to turn flesh into syrup through the osmotic pressure of sugar. Revenge is a dish best served sweet and fermented. It is pretty cool though. If you mix fish and sugar 1 to 1 and just let it ferment in a pot with the lid for like 6 months to a year, that's a traditional Asian fish sauce. Tastes really good and is pre-digested, so super nutritious. And also can be used for fertilizing the garden at a crazy low dilution. You can spray it onto plants like 1 tablespoon per 5 gallons of water. That's insanely potent. It's like ink in water. That's insanely potent. That's awesome. Well, at least I know what to do when I start piling up the bodies. Instead of getting a freezer, I'll just get a dickload of sugar in a hole. Like the biggest mason jars you've ever seen. Just like dropping corpses into the. Like, you want to see my collection of jars? Like, sure. Like, take you into this really dank basement and just like human sized mason jars filled with fucking fermenting corpses. It's for it's for my petunias. Very nutritious. Um, okay. Let me see. Okay. Uh, it is funny though, because it's like, what else did the printer say? Oh yeah, like he made like a playlist. I'm gonna stick it on now. He's like, your lady may like these dark techno female singer tunes, very much like Billie Eilish vibes. Maybe too bitchy for the stream, honestly. So no pressure there. I have to pay that away, but I like 'em. It is funny. It's like, you know, our culture is that of like, don't be weak, don't be gay, don't be a little fucking, whether you're male or female, like, don't be weak. Um, weakness is like a weakness is like a blight, you know. If one potato is weak or one tomato is weak and it's in close proximity to other potatoes or tomatoes, then they're going to get infected too. Weak people infect other people with their weakness. Um, and they should be routed out with flame like rats. Um, especially if they don't listen to sense. I'm increasingly becoming aware from personal experience of these people who cannot communicate beyond a certain point. Um, like they don't have the ability to critically think. These like brainwashed, indoctrinated gobshites, typically foreigners. Um, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of indigenous people here who are brainwashed, indoctrinated retards, but I'm becoming increasingly aware of the concerning reality that we are collectively getting to a point, it would seem, that there's so many people that you cannot talk to, you can't argue with them, you can't negotiate, you can't reason. I've been going on about this in a different light for ages on my stream, where it's like, well, what do you do when you face an enemy without honor? It's not really the same thing. It's not like these people don't, believe in the concept of honor. It's like I'm not pointing out that they don't have honor. I'm pointing out that they're fucking retarded little demon flesh sacks. Um, it's funny how, like, in the attempt to make everyone get along so that they can profit from everything, they're turning people like me into the new Hitlers. Because if I had any authority right now, the amount of people that I would hang and permanently banish from the island, it's increasing on the daily. But anyway, let's check out some tunes. Only 6? You're slacking. Hold on a minute. Wood vinegar? Sorry. Wood vinegar. That's the name of the first song. Is it just me, or does that sound like a really weird innuendo? Wood vinegar. Like a what's the term? Is that a new colloquial way of describing a forest nigger? Is wood vinegar? Anyway, right. Oh, hey Max, how you been? I haven't been able to watch live in a while and can't stay now, but I had to drop a load. Much love, Max. Good to see you. Hope you have a great Christmas, nigga. Nice. Ooh. Oh, jeez. This chair has a good one. Oh, wait. I killed this one in 2011. So far, so good. Only request you play the new Celtic outro at the end of the stream. Remind me so I don't forget, but yeah, I will. I think a lot of those people who would benefit from being put on a dinghy and sent adrift into the Bering Sea. Or we could just use them as fertilizer, you know? I got lots of sugar. And I'm very motivated. Right, let's brighten up these teeth. It's liquid smoke from making biochar. Wood vinegar. Oh. It's like, that is so cool. You made like catchy, like nightclub music about gardening. Like, that is awesome. Even monsters need to have good dental hygiene. I know, I was literally like, in my mind, I was like, most monsters, like, you know, especially monsters, not like, say something like a shark or something. Typically, you do see them with like really fucked up yellow teeth or some shit like that, like, you know, which makes sense because like it's not like them niggas are brushing their teeth regularly, like, you know. Have you have you consumed a meal of late? Hunted down an ibex and suffocated it, and then promptly eaten it ass first? You need Dentalux. Like, Tiger just sitting there looking at the screen with, huh? But this fucker's a little demon, you know. Power of being a in-between worlds creature is that he gets to have white, pearly white, sharpy teeth, no matter how much flesh he consumes. Perhaps he has natural sugary enzymes in his saliva. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? Yeah, I'm in a fairly aggressive mood today. I'm sick of putting up with other people's shit. Especially when it's fucking nonsense, but anyway.
Out in the hollow where the shadows creep, lives a man who tends to the soil's deep sleep. Hands stained black like the night he hides, turning where the fungi bite. He's the turning man, the keeper of decay, brewing life from death in his secret clay, whispering to worms, calling spores to rise. He's the turning man with his spectral eyes. Temperatures rise in his steaming heaps.
The shit's good, man. It's real chill.
He listens, he keeps a cauldron of compost, a witch's brew. What grows from the rot, only he ever knew. Turning it over, the circle's begun.
I'll need to like define around. I'll need to put an outline on this one, so you can tell it's this tooth is in front of this tooth.
He's the turning man, keeper of decay, brewing life from death in his secret clay.
Get his teeth nice and bright, and then I'm gonna brighten up his eyes a bit more. Maybe make them a paler yellow before I put a layer of green on them. And then I want to like shape his tentacles, and I'm gonna put barbs on them and all. I was thinking like I want these things to look similar to like you know, like a tiger's tongue actually has like barbs on it that are designed to strip flesh from the bone. So I was thinking I'd do something similar on these pads on the end of his tentacles. Could you imagine if you got a slap from like a whip-like tentacle that has like basically like a palm on the end of it that is covered in barbs, just like, and like it just like strips flesh off you like a tiger's tongue would, but it's like a whip. Like, that'd be horrible. Like take somebody's face off in one swing. Sometimes I think about like, you know, imagine being God and you're like designing a new creature, like, and it's very like that, where you're like, okay, well, I've already made the tiger and I've already made the stingray and I've already made an octopus, and what if I just take this bit of an octopus and this bit of a tiger and this bit of a stingray, slap them together? You know you've already made a platypus. Shut up, Lucy. Don't make me banish you again. Better shut up and sit there and play that trumpet, golden boy.
I can feel the squeeze. One amongst the feet. 10 billion mashing teeth. Turn the skin to meat. Osmotic release.
Dude, these are awesome. Like, they're genuinely good and they're about gardening. Like, what the fuck, man?
How sweet the taste. How sweet the smell.
Could you imagine if that was our mainstream entertainment? Was like stuff that like was really fucking catchy and like really like, you know, enjoyable as far as music and shit, but it's like also like educating you at the same time in various like things. It's so fucking cool. Like,
I can feel the squeeze. One amongst the feet. 10 billion mashing teeth.
dude, like you've just created another new genre.
Turn the skin to meat. Osmotic release.
So cool. Was going to say the opposite. You sound jovial and in good spirits today. Yeah. I'm getting good at alchemizing my wrath, which is a good thing. But like,
After generation.
oh, part of me like, I was thinking about it before the stream. Like, everyone's talking about like, you know, black fatigue and what's the other one? Like woke fatigue and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I've coined this phrase. Maybe I like heard it somewhere else or something like. But the term nonsense fatigue, that just covers everything. Black fatigue, woke fatigue, gay fatigue, all this fucking shit. Like, I'm fatigued from nonsense. And like, because we don't live in a timeline or a paradigm or a societal structure where, you know, like if I was to kick up a stink locally, I would just be called a racist and a xenophobe, far right, whatever, like, do you know what I mean? So there's a building tension in people like me. People are like, Sargon of Akkad is talking about it. Like they probably know full well what they're doing. They're radicalizing guys like me, you know, because like guys like me, like the worst kind of guy is someone who doesn't have anything to lose and someone who is just like at the end of his rope with the bullshit, like, you know. It's like I'm determined to not allow the world get to me where I do something stupid. But there's loads of guys like me, and one of them's gonna snap, and one of them's gonna do something stupid, and then a load of guys are gonna follow him because they wanted to do the same thing. Just like Owen was the first one over the fence in many ways, there's going to be someone who's the first one over the fence here in that kind of way. And a lot of people are going to die. And I'm not going to feel bad at all for them. Like, you've all brought it on yourselves. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, guys like me who didn't wear a mask and didn't take a jab and speak honestly, you know, like, and openly about things. And I don't even like fucking say shit that's like offensive or anything, like, do you know what I mean? It might be crude or a bit dark humor or some shit like that, like. But there's a reckoning is going to come for these people, and they're going to get hit by a wave that they don't understand, like, and I don't care about them. And I know you could argue, it's like, oh, so you've become apathetic. No, there's loads of people that I care about and I do anything to keep them alive and keep them safe. But then there's a load of people that I honestly couldn't give a fuck about, like, and it's because of their choices, not mine, you know? So it's kind of like a reverse crab in the bucket, where, like, I'm now a crab that's gotten out of the bucket, and now I'm looking back and I'm being like, get out of the bucket or die. It's your choice, you know? And loads of them are going to choose to die. And as far as I'm concerned, all that does is make room for more people like me. I honestly just, like, couldn't give a fuck anymore about, you know, crying with certain people. They can just go fuck themselves, you know. So, like, I've been at various stages of this mentality for years now, where, like, I got to the point with some of my friends and I was like, fuck this, I don't want this anymore. I'm not putting up with this shit. And now I'm at a different stage where I'm like, man, I'm not even gonna give strangers, like, the leeway I'm giving them, or have been giving them, like, you know, like, these people could just go fuck themselves. Like why am I putting the extra effort in to be nice, to be compassionate, to be understanding, when these people are quite honestly, like, worse than dogs? Do you know, I'd rather deal with an animal, do you know, like a fucking coyote or a fox trying to get at your chickens. Like, I'd rather deal with that. You just shoot the fucking thing. You just kill it, you know? Which is nature's way of dealing with issues, you know? So, all these cunts talking about climate change and, like, sustainability and the green energy and all this fucking shit. You want some green energy? How about I compost all of you cunts? There's some green energy. How about I take all of you woke fucks, all of you communistic Marxist wankers, and boil you all down into a paste and feed the fucking carrot switches? There's some fucking green energy for you. The level of blatant provocation and disrespect that's happening is only going to last until such a point as somebody snaps. And, you know, if I can feel it, then there's someone somewhere that probably feels it way more and for a longer period of time than me, and is far closer to learning how to fucking kill a whole load of people and not get caught, you know. I like this music, perfect for such a dark, dreary, rainy day. Yeah, it's kind of like that here too. It was really nice earlier on though. It's also supposed to be as hot as 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Who doesn't want to hear a tune from the perspective of one of billions of yeasts breaking down flesh? Man, it's a really cool genre. Like how fucking cool an idea is that? Like, do you know what I mean? You could take a craft or a genre or an activity or a behavior, and then make a song about what it is to be that and how you do it and like the techniques involved and like isn't that how we used to teach kids things? Like we'd make up a fairy tale or a song so that you'd remember the dangers or the qualities of life. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they don't know that it's only a bit of time before Demigod releases the Mighty Bitey upon them. Oh man, like if could you like the most terrifying, well, I can't make that claim. A very terrifying thing that could happen to these people is somebody like me gains the ability to, like Green Lantern style, make stuff like this a reality. If I could just come up with something in like the Xenoboon and then just like release it upon them, you know? Just be sitting there with popcorn. Ooh, what will I make next? Fucking lyrics and all are awesome, like. Oh! Sausage. Glorious. It'll take me a while to detail these tentacles and try and, well, I say detail. I'm gonna just try and give them more form and like shadows and highlights and stuff, and want them to look as tentacly as possible, you know? I'm a little surprised and mildly disappointed that nobody has noticed that Micah Fone is significantly than he previously was, derpier than he previously was. The reason being that the heavy metals in the moisture that damaged him has rotted his brain. If that wasn't already obvious. Man, those tunes were slick. Those tunes were fucking slick. I'm gonna play 12 Goos of Christmas and some other shit, and then we'll go into some metal. And then, if I don't forget, there will be a Celtic outro. I was singing this like just like on me walk. I was just like good road, he works permanently brain. It's significantly dirtier.
On the first day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me an Irishman in a remote. On the second day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me two fat lips on a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. On the third day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me 3 minutes of a monkey on piano, two fat lips on a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. On the fourth day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me 4 battle clams, 3 minutes of a monkey on piano, two fat lips on a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. On the fourth day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me 5 races, 4 battle clams, 3 minutes of a monkey on piano, two fat lips on a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. On the sixth day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me 6 bucks of porging, 5 races, 4 battle clams, 3 minutes of a monkey on piano, two fat lips on a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. On the seventh day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me 7 dragons hairdressing, 6 bars of porging, 5 races, ravens, 4 battle clams, 3 minutes of a monkey on piano, two fat lips on a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. Christmas, the good Lord sent to me 7 dragons hairdressing, 6 bars of porging, 5 races, ravens, 4 battle clams, 3 minutes of a monkey on piano, two fat lips on a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. On the 8th day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me 8 nights and niggling, 7 dragons hairdressing, 6 bars of porging, 5 races, ravens, 4 battle clams, 3 minutes of a monkey on piano, two fat lips on a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. On the 9th day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me 8 nights and niggling, 7 dragons hairdressing, 6 bars of porging, 5 races, ravens, 4 battle clams, 3 minutes of a monkey on piano, two fat lips on a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. On the 11th day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me like words of wisdom. 10 moonshine grinning, 9 wet bitches, 8 nights and niggling, 7 dragons hairdressing, 6 bars of porging, 5 races, ravens, 4 battle clams, 3 minutes of a monkey on piano, two fat lips on a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. On the 12th day of Christmas, the good Lord sent to me 12 drumsticks for nosy wear, 11 words of wisdom, 10 moonshine grinning, 9 wet bitches, 8 nights and niggling, 7 dragons hairdressing, 6 bars of porging, 5 races, ravens. on piano, two fat lips on
On a microphone and an Irishman in a kimono. I think it's probably one of my top 5. Out of everything that both of you have made, that's probably like the 12 Ghouls of Christmas is probably one of my top 5. It's so catchy. I love that. That planter. I fucking love that bit.
Have you no honor this day? You're gay, you should
Pay it away. Oh, this was hilarious. Oh. I need to change the settings on this. Instead of top, it should be newest. Yeah, or live. Yeah, there we go. Oh, why it's like that. I just did that one.
Oh, watch this mad lad
At the helm.
brushes wet and colors so bright. A splash of morality, truth and mine.
It kind of does like Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, just like turned into a monster, like poor Meatwad. We get a little bit pinker in here, maybe. That's the sort of thing where, like, if I drew this out and planned how to paint it and stuff, like, I would have done the texture and the blending and the tongue first, because the teeth are in front of it, you know, to save me having to do what I'm doing right now, where I'm trying to apply texture and I'm trying to apply a, what would you call it? Not just texture, but like the direction of the subject, being the tongue. You know, I'm trying to get that detail in there, and the color. But now I'm doing it in between the teeth. You know, so it's messier, it's not as accurate, and it's more difficult. And now I'll have to go over the teeth again, because now there's pink on them. But that's also what's kind of cool about not having a sketch and not knowing what you're doing and just doing whatever comes and then seeing what happens, is you develop you develop your ability to just on the fly deal with stuff and fix things. And what that does is like it alleviates your fear of mistakes. You're just like, yeah, whatever, I'll paint over that later. Like, very metal Christmas.
Christmas tree, you give us so much pleasure. Oh Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, you give us so much pleasure. For every year this Christmas tree brings to us such joy and glee. Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, you give us so much pleasure.
Maybe better off fucking just going like this. I'm not even caring about the teeth right now, I just want to get the tongue right.
Christmas tree, your light shine bright and clearly.
Throwing the little bit of blue in there and mixing it on the tongue to like make the purple and stuff, that helps because it gives it that veiny color as well, you know. I'm growing really fond of that technique where like you just think of what color, like say if like, oh, I kind of need brown here. Well, then you can just put green and red on and like mix them around and you'll get a brown, you know? You don't need to like do it all on the palette. You can do it on the thing itself. Like, you just have to build up the confidence of like, 'cause that's what most people are. It's like, oh, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to fuck it up. It's like you're creating something. Like, there kind of is no fucking up. Like, do you know what I mean? Really. No way. Noel. What kind of pleasure are we talking about? Keep the Canadian away from the pine cone. Keep the maple monkeys away from the pine cones. Oh man. I found a pleasure to be talking about her. Let me see. Try and do another example of it here. I want this to be brighter. So put a bit of red on. I've already got red on here. And it's just red. It's just primary red. And I just get a bit of white. And you just blend it right in. Brighter. Dome. Do you know what I mean? Like, gosh. Noel. What God has done. It's like in my head there, it's like, Noel, come and see what God has done. And it's just God fucking Mary in a bar. The Immaculate Conception. It would be really funny if you found evidence that she clearly wasn't a virgin. Like, I did it. Family Guy did a skit of that where, like, was it Joseph or something? Yeah, like Joseph was like sitting outside and God is like in there banging Mary, like, and the painting on the wall. It's like, oh man. I have a feeling we're gonna go into an age where there's like gonna be loads of people like me who just see religion as a fucked up cult version of alchemy and geometry and cosmology, and like that's genuinely how I see it. I see religion as they take knowledge and then convert it into slop to be fed to the masses, and then claim that they have the authority to do that because God speaks to them. They're like, it's like the whole thing is just inherently retarded, you know? Do this. Why? Because if you don't, you'll burn in hell. Says who? God. Like, how the fuck do I know God said that to you? Like, it's like, and then it's the same as everything else. It's like, well, if you don't comply, we're going to kill you or put you in prison. Like, it's like, well, that doesn't sound very, you know, that doesn't sound like boundless love and grace, does it? You know? And that's why I don't claim to be any of that shit, because if I had any authority, I would just, like, hang and fucking banish people, like, because I am here on Earth as a human in a temporal realm. I can't speak to God. God cannot speak to me. You know, like, it's like I can see signs, I can interpret things, and if I go with the, like, that fuzzy feeling in my chest, things tend to turn out well. And I believe in things called, like, you know, faith and stuff like that. Like, it makes sense on a vibrational level, on an intuitive level, even on a logical level. It makes sense, because if you just do positive actions, it makes sense that positive action begets positive action, just like negative action begets negative action, like, you know. But the whole fucking idea of writing it all down in a book and then reading the book to people and then telling them that, like, these are the rules and you better play by the rules, or the big man upstairs is going to be angry at you, but you won't know how angry until you're dead. Like, like, in the meantime, it'll be us here, other men and women, who will chain you, whip you, beat you, burn you alive, cut your head off, display your corpse as a warning to other people. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and there'll be loads of people that are like, yeah, the Christians are horrible, aren't they? Muslims too, Jews too, all of them. They're all in on it. They're like, the Jews created Islam, the Jews created Christianity. It's all the fucking Jews. Mel Gibson was right in that one sense, like, not about the wars, but like, they're all Jews. You could probably argue to a point that, like, like, on a level, we're all Jews. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking, It's just so fucking stupid. Like I think that, like that's the thing that really just pisses me off all the time now is like I'm just surrounded by people who are like just blindly following shit that they're told, like some little like good little puppy or some shit like that. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like utterly pathetic to me for people to not have like people describe me as like you have very strong opinions, and all I'm thinking is like, and you don't. Like you're very opinionated. What? And you're not? You don't have opinions? You know? And it's like, yeah, but you have a lot of, conviction in your voice. Yeah, and you don't. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like Archer, where like, these people are like fucking like, you have a tailor who makes your shoes? And he's like, you do not. Like, but it's not with like something like that. That's why it's funny, is because like nobody has their own personal tailor these days. Like, only he does because mommy pays for everything. That's why it's funny. But I feel like the real not funny version of that, where people are like, you make a lot of sense and you have strong opinions and you have a lot of conviction and faith in your own abilities. Why are you saying that like that's a bad thing or a problem? Oh, right, because you're part of a hive mind that individualistically speaking, your people are no better than rats. Like your only power stems from adhering to the power of the group. That sounds an awful lot like cattle or sheep, you know? That sounds an awful lot like the behavior of a collective, like a school of fish, you know? Where an individual is so fucking useless and weak and pathetic and incapable that without the group they are lost. You have any idea how fucking just disgustingly pathetic that is? You know? On the one hand, they'll adhere to all of these fucking, well, we was Kangs and all. So, like, they fucking, same with the Muslims and the Jews and all, they appeal to historical context to be like, well, this happened before. Yeah, and it got you all killed. Why are you trying to do it again? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, well, it was wrong that you killed us all for trying to subvert society. Like, it's fucking utter nonsense. Like, who I find really disgusting is that Rabbi Shmuley guy. The amount of time that guy looks hideous. He's like covered in fake blood and dollar signs on his t-shirt or something like that, and it has like a fake nose on that looks like a deflated, rotting cock. And he's holding his child, or what I assume is his child, and he's like doing a video. Like, the guy should be put in prison for exposing his child to such, you know, just harm, just disgusting harm. You know, I just like just. I was watching this video there. That, like, was it Demon Hunter Bear who put it in the painting goo chat? I think I'm not sure, but it's like when cartoons used to be different, and it's Nightcrawler talking to fucking Wolverine in X-Men from the '90s, and Wolverine is like asking Nightcrawler, who's German, which is hilarious. Um, he's asking him about God and all, and like Nightcrawler's like teaching him about faith in God and how he still has faith in God despite all these things that have happened and all this stuff and all. And next thing, at the like, it cuts to like another part of the episode where after Nightbringer or Nightcrawler has given Wolverine his a Bible and marked some passages for him. It cuts to fucking Wolverine in a church praying to God, like, and the caption was like, they don't make cartoons like these anymore. Cartoons like these used to like instill these like moral um qualities in kids from a young age. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's so obvious. It's like if the superheroes that you watch when you were a kid are really cool and they're also very moral, like that's a good thing. Like, and then you cut to The Boys, The Boys on Amazon Prime. Don't get me wrong, entertaining, gratuitously violent, basically porn in some parts. Um, but it does have a lot of good social commentary on the concept of you know, what if these godlike people were real, and how would we handle it, and what would they do, and what the psychological and societal effects of that would be, and all. Like a lot of that is like quality storytelling and world building. Um, but it's just infested like so much other shit with just like just like not even like, because I was gonna say sex, but it's like not like sex isn't bad. Sex is good. You know what I mean? Like if having loving sex with your partner and creating a child or not creating a child, just having like it's like we're in a weird time now where like the pendulum's starting to swing back the other direction, and I can see a serious problem um where, just like human beings tend to do, we're not going to like impart any of the lessons we've learned over the last like 20 odd years, you know. You have all these people running back to Jesus and Christianity. You have all these people running back to like stoicism and all this fucking stuff, right? And I'm being like, we need to be like this again. We need to be like this again. It's like you can't go back in time. You need to deal with what we've got right now, and you need to move forward, and we need to create something better in the future, right? And that doesn't mean going back to the stuff that we like. I get it, like the nostalgia and the, you know, the pining for better times and stuff like that. Like, could you imagine how much more satisfying it'd be if we actually dealt with the problem? Do you know? Like that's why people are loyal and appreciate and support Owen Benjamin, like, you know, because like he's at least doing something, you know, whether it's teaching people how to play piano so it gives them a good, you know, greater quality of life in many ways, um, or whether it's like sharing his experiences as like trying to be a farmer, you know, failing, succeeding in various ways, and then sharing his family moments and his like his personal thoughts and stuff like that. Like, and we all know how much like hate he gets. He's been like like banks have told him that they won't fucking hold his money and shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like money has been straight up stolen off him by companies like fucking Easy Cash, or I can't remember what that fucking company's called. Like, you know, um, PayPal, all that bollocks. Like it's like it's so blatantly obvious. Like I literally got told the other day that it's probably a good idea for me to keep my mouth shut. You know, by someone, by the same person trying to tell me that I need to be more professional and less opinionated, is the same person that she thinks it's a good idea for me to keep my mouth shut, which is an incredibly unprofessional way to speak to someone. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like the level of contradictory, hypocritical bullshit that exists in these people um, is infuriating to the point where you're just like, all right, we just need to get rid of you. Because it would, the amount of time and effort it would take to like your success is not guaranteed at all, you know. So like the amount of time and effort that you'd potentially have to put in to try and change that person's mind, so that you can exist in their proximity without having to worry about them, um is not worth it. It's not worth it. Like it's actually it's way more logical to just be like, get the fuck out, you know, just get rid of them. Like, I mean, like the shit we do to animals, and then the shit that we're like, oh, I wouldn't do that to a human being though. It's like, hold on a minute. So an organism that you, regardless of religious belief, you are typically, you know, unless we're talking about a tiger or a polar bear or something, but typically, you know, cows, sheep's, like, you know, fucking all these things that we've domesticated and so on and so forth. We, whether or not you'd like to admit it, essentially have dominion over these creatures, like, you know. Um, so you're gonna butcher, slaughter, keep in poor conditions, psychologically traumatized, all sorts of things to animals, and then use the excuse of like, oh yeah, well we need to eat meat though, and like, you know, we've all these people to feed, and like where are you gonna get your leather and your glue and like all this fucking shit, right? Conversely, though, you will bitch, moan, proselytize, preach, and fucking uh propagandize and have all this rhetoric about like, oh, these human rights and these poor people, and these people have rights granted to you by who? Who grants you these rights? Oh, these rights are granted me by God. Says who? Like, Jimmy, it's like the fundamental disconnect between people's ability to think and their ability to like embody and behave in accordance with those thoughts. You know, thoughts become action. These people are doing things, engaging in behaviors that if they thought about it for 5 fucking minutes, they'd be like, why am I doing this? You know, you would think. Most of them never take the moment to like realize what they're even doing. Like, it's like I really do completely like obviously like a lot of what was said about Hitler is total bullshit. Like, and I'm not saying is it like, you know, I don't want to be like Hitler. I don't want to lose a war if I end up fighting one. And I'm not going to be wearing shorts. Wouldn't be surprised if it did a bit of meth though. Just to take the edge off. Fucking, I don't know. I was fucking like I said. I'm not in a good mood. Like I'm trying to process my wrath right now because it's been triggered. My wrath has been triggered, and I'm just like, there's there's no logical way to solve this. You know, like I know you could argue that, like, yeah, well, like do what Owen does, like just 10 people within 10 miles, grow your own food, blah blah. It's like sure, that's a good strategy considering the situation you're in or whatever like that. Like, but that's not a solution. That's a survival tactic. Do you know what I mean? You're surviving until such point as either the crisis passes or like something else happens. Like you're compartmentalizing yourself away from the problem to such a degree that it's not enough of a problem in your life anymore that you can actually have a life, which is good. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. But what it isn't is solving the problem, you know? And I do understand the whole thing of like, well, you can't just kill them all because like then you develop a whole victim narrative and shit like that and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's if you only kill most of them. Do you know what I mean? I would be of the mind that if you actually do hunt down and kill all of them and then make it blatantly obvious and apparent why you hunted down and killed all of them, um, and I know someone's just going to turn around, yeah, but like, you fucking people can lie and people can change the texts and so on and so forth and blah, blah. Like, it's like, there has to be a way to give the future generations a advantage over these demons, you know? And like, yeah, sure, fucking teaching everybody to be moral and to be disciplined and to like, blah, blah. Like, it's like, good luck with that. Do you know what I mean? There's so many fucking people on the tit right now that it's like, and it's not that I'm uh in despair or losing hope. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated at like the absence of the right people dying. Because you've all these people dying that like shouldn't be dying, you know? You've all these people dying through deception, brainwashing, mass sacrifice. Do you know what I mean? Like if somebody dies as a result of being deceived into a thing and all, like, do you know what I mean? Like I find that like tragic as fuck. Like, but why aren't we killing Klaus Schwab and like all the members of the WEF and like all the members of like government? Like, why isn't the French Revolution happen? Why aren't we just turning around and killing them all? Like we all know that they're either slowly or en masse killing us. Nobody wants to talk about all the Muslims killing, like butchering fucking Christians with machetes in Africa. Nobody wants to fucking talk about like, kill the boy, kill the boy. So a lot of black people are openly like in stadiums shouting about how they're going to kill a lot of white people because it's their land and all. Like, meanwhile, I have white privilege though because I live in Ireland and I'm white, so I'm privileged. Like, it's like it's only going to be a matter of time before somebody like me goes, okay, I'm done, and just like picks up a blade, picks up a rock or a bottle and just starts going to town on the nearest person that represent, like they might even like not have even said or done anything to them. They're just going to see someone who looks woke, see someone who looks like a foreigner, and just be like, you're to blame, because they can't get a hold of the people who are actually to blame. And I know that ultimately, metaphysically speaking, it's like we have to blame ourselves and all. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, taking personal accountability and responsibility is a very adult and very mature thing to do. But you can't assume accountability and responsibility for everything, because then you're assuming accountability and responsibility for other people's free will. So there does come a point where, your free will and their free will fucking interjects and you have to make a decision. Or you're just going to be like, oh, well, God will solve it. Or like, it's like, let's agree to disagree. It's like, no, someone's going to die. Someone's going to be not here after this impasse is solved. You know? A fucking little disgusting little faggots like fucking Nick Fuentes getting all the fucking eyeballs and all. Like thankfully, it looks like he's gone in and gone out. Like, you know what I mean? He got his 15 minutes of fame or whatever. Like, it seems like most people are like, oh my God, what a little loser. Like, But even when you look at fucking guys like Destiny, the fact that I have a following at all, or Hassan, like these people are the type of people I would just speak to like for like maybe 15 minutes and then probably quickly come to the decision. It's like, right, I either have to beat this out of you and just keep you as a slave, or I kill you, because it's not logical to keep people like you around and I constantly have to worry about whether or not you're going to fucking betray me or do something wrong or whatever. That's why trust is the most valuable currency. It's not money, it's not gold, it's not any of this shit. It's trust in your fellow man is the most valuable currency. The trust that your neighbor's not going to randomly kick in your door and try and kill you and rape your wife. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's how society functions, is we all trust each other. But now you have an entire society in the West that's now infiltrated and corrupted by a bunch of foreigners who think completely differently, and as the um as the indigenous tribe, we're being told that we need to watch what we say lest we offend the foreigner. Like that is the way you get killed. That is the way that you, like, people like me will go, no, you're not doing that here. You've now crossed the line of like you're a welcome guest in our land. Now you've crossed the line to you're trying to bring your world here. Why did you come here if you're going to try and bring your world here? Why did you leave your world to come to mine? Like like the level of hellfire burning rage that I have inside my being these past, like, I'd say about 48 hours or something like that, after having to deal with such nonsense. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it really is the type of thing where I just get a hold of these people and Silent Hill style, just grab a hold of a big lump of flesh on their chest and just strip it off them. It's time for the phrase of the day. Ben Bennett, derp derp. I almost think that Shmuley is doing all that on purpose, but also he should be locked in a small metal box for the rest of his days. Oh no, you can tell he's definitely doing it on purpose. Like he's using the shock factor uh to aid what he's trying to do. Like, to me, it's like all eyes on me kind of thing. Like, um he's very base from like I know fuck all about him. I've only seen like snippets and shit like that. But anytime I see Rabbi Shmuley or whatever, I'm just like, what a disgusting little gremlin. Like if you were going to like try and regulate the internet and you're going to try and make these rules and make these claims where X, Y, and Z people aren't allowed, in public on the public forums and all, like you're gonna let Rabbi Shmuley be uh in the public light, but you're gonna ban Owen Benjamin, like Jimmy, like that's how you know that there's a bunch of fucking demons in control. That's how you know that there's a bunch of fucking psychopathic, inhuman monsters in control of this place that should be routed out. like fucking pests. Like the rhetoric that we got told about the Nazis when we were growing up. Oh, they saw the Jews as rats and they saw the Jews as pests, and he was trying to clean up Germany and all that. They were fucking right. They were absolutely 100% right. It's just like, well, all of these conspiracy theories that were conspiracy theories and then 5 years later turn out to be totally true. That's kind of weird. And it's like everything that we got told when we were growing up in school about these horrible people called the Nazis and all did all this horrible shit and like killed so many people. They were fucking right. They didn't kill enough of you. They should have killed more of you, because maybe then we wouldn't have this fucking problem. Obviously, they didn't kill enough of you because you fucking start breeding again, and we have the same fucking problem now. This time, every single fucking one of you should be eradicated. I'm talking glass the place. Kidnap the women and children and glass the place. I'm gonna put that on a fucking t-shirt. I do see the irony in being told that my rights are given to me by God from people who either didn't believe in God or wanted to become God. Well, whatever about didn't believe in God or wanted to become God, you have a human telling you that, like, like none of it makes any sense. Uh, who granted you your authority? God did. When? How? So God just spoke to you on a personal, and you expect me to believe that, and that's how they do that. It's all psychological manipulation. It's like, well, if you don't believe in my authority, then you don't believe in God. Like, like it's so. That's what it is. It's like these people have gotten enough people on the take that we are facing like an existential crisis now, where it's like what Vox said. It's like most people are idiots, right? Whether it's the fault of whether it's their own fault, whether it's genetics, or whether it's the indoctrination and the brainwashing and like like poisoning in the water. Like you could point out all of these factors. Maybe it's the fluoride. Maybe it's like maybe you're just fucking retarded. I don't fucking know. But like this has been going on for so long, and they have so many people on the take. That's what I was. It's what I was talking about a few moments ago. The amount of time it would take to sit down and thoroughly communicate these ideas to enough people to actually make a difference, right? It's basically what Owen's been trying to do for 8 years, is just talk into the abyss to see how many people will actually be like, oh shit, that's actually a good point. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people have. The bear community is pretty fucking big, you know? It's big enough that the powers that be have considered Owen enough of a problem to fucking get rid of him as much as they can, you know? And it's like, like how like it would take years. It would probably take just as long, if not longer, than like what the 80 odd years that we've been like slowly eaten by this insidious force. Like don't get me wrong, you got to give them kudos in the sense of like they're definitely determined and they're definitely like loyal to the cause, and they're like they're in it to win it, and they're fucking ride or die for their beliefs and stuff like that. Like, but quite frankly, if I ever get the opportunity, I will fucking pull all of their hearts out of their fucking chest and burn it in front of them while it's still beating. Like, these people are blessed that people like me have no authority or power right now, you know? You put somebody like me in control and shit would change so quickly that it would be jarring. The amount of people that would just be like hung in public or in private, the amount of people that would just be told to leave the country or we will come and arrest you and then subsequently hang you. Like, it's like, oh, but what about my wife and kids? They're ours now, unless they don't like if they don't want to go back to the to your home country, then we're just going to take them. You know, oh, you can't do that. Watch me. I'm the one with all the guns now. Because that's all this is. All this is that some cunt is the one with all the guns. Like really, when you want to get really real about it, and not esoteric or philosophical or fucking rhetorical or philosophical. I already said philosophical or moralizing or any of these things. That's kind of just talking and shit and making sense or not making sense. The reality we're in is you don't have the power to uh, stop them from making you do stuff to a certain degree. You know, like the only thing you have in your in your box of tricks is to try and be a good person and live a good life within the parameters of an evil system. You know, which is basically the same thing that Jesus pointed out. It was like, look, the best thing you can do is be in this world but not of it. You know, which is fucking depressing. That's such a pussyfooted fucking point of view of like, well, you're in Rome, the Romans are in charge, so give the Romans what they want and then try and be a good person. That's so pathetic. All this fucking talk of like, yeah, well, if they rebel, then the people who, if the rebellion is successful, then typically what happens is the people who killed the people that were in charge, well, now they're in charge. And it's only a matter of time before they become corrupt too. Well, what do you want? Change or no change? Do you actually want to change things in your lifetime? You know? And then you get all these people that are like, well, I'm going to plant trees that I won't sit in the shade in. So you're just having faith that after you're dead, the world will be in such a state that the trees you planted will be able to be enjoyed by people like by your descendants. Because for all you know, you could plant the tree and then die, and then someone burns the tree or kills everyone that would have been your descendants that fucking would have sat under it. It's like it's very similar to the whole thing of like, oh, it's okay, Jesus is going to come back and there'll be a rapture. Like, so basically, what you're saying is that you're just going to sit there on your ass and say nothing, do nothing, and hope for the best. Meanwhile, like any opportunity I get, I turn around to people in person or online. I'm like, no, go fuck yourself. This is what I believe. This is why I believe it, and you can't tell me shit. You know, I'm so sick of it. I'm so fucking sick of it. Like grown fucking men sitting there being like, "Well, I best, you know, speak in a different way, or I won't get the job, or any of these things." Like, do you know what I mean? Fucking cowards. I think that's one of the reasons I'm so pissed off right now. Is I'm sick of the I'm sick of the. There's no tangible stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you can't speak to them; they won't listen. You can't do anything because you'll be made out to be the bad man. But you can do stuff. You can grow a garden. Right. Like it's like yeah, I get it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like sure. I could grow a fucking garden. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like it's not actually gonna change anything though, unless in the same light, loads of people either side of me start doing the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Monkey see, monkey do doesn't work for the good, true, and the beautiful. Typically, most people these days are like, ah, yeah, well, like I got bills to pay. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a incredibly frustrating situation to be in. Like, I just want to drive an axe into the face of these people. Um, please don't. I like my I like my brood inside my body. Oh man, it's just one of those things. Like, I'm just so fucking. You'd probably get guys looking at me and be like, I get it. Fucking deal with it. All right, well, how do you suggest I deal with it? I just keep allowing this shit to happen. I just work around it. How am I supposed to work around it? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like it's literally infesting every single part of our fucking society. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, and it's getting worse. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. It may very well get to the stage where things become violent. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what I'm like. I'm like, you people are so fucking. Obviously, not you guys listening. Like, I'm talking about them, but it's like these people are so fucking stupid. Like, you have a bunch of people who are just they're just defeated. Their morale is gone. Do you know what I mean? They don't see a way through it. Like they don't see like it's like, well, maybe the first thing you can do is stop being such a fucking pussy and at least say something. Oh no, well I'll get in trouble then or I'll get fired. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like anyway, it's about to do the phrase of the day. Right. Today's phrase of the day. Short people are technically retarded because they are vertically challenged. Yeah, they're vertically retarded. Their their elevation or like elevationarily retarded. Like they're retarded, like their height retard instead of fire retardant, their height retarded. You have a lot of people being like, I'm not retarded, I'm just small. Okay. Today's bonus Polak joke. How many Polacks does it take to change a light bulb? Three. One to hold the light bulb and two to turn the ladder. That's actually the imagery of that is amazing. How many Polacks does it take to change a light bulb? Three. One to hold the light bulb and two to turn the ladder. Oh, that's actually hilarious. Somebody needs to do that as like a skit. Like, dobre, dobre. No, 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 I don't know enough Polish to like fuck it. Was it Dziękuję? Is that good day or see you later or something? I can't remember. Tak. Tak is like yes or hi or something. I can't remember. I literally only picked up a few words. Dobre. Can't remember. I can't even remember what that means. It's a nice language though. I really like Polish and Russian and stuff. I like the what are they called? Cyrillic? Are they called Cyrillic alphabets? I'm not sure. Oh, excuse me. I was only talking to someone there the other day about like um Arabic. Arabic is a beautiful looking language, like it's in terms of like calligraphy and the way it's written and stuff. Like Arabic is beautiful. Um, and then you look at something like the Latin languages, like, and it's fascinating when you talk about like geometry and shapes and stuff like that. Like that's what I'm. It's one of the reasons I actually really like that game, The Lies of P, because it's like about alchemists and engineers and puppets and like this the underlying narrative and like kind of like esoteric shit sitting in Lies of P is fucking just as good as the Bloodborne stuff in my opinion. Um but alchemy, like taking matter and doing stuff with it and putting it with other like that's all alchemy is all is chemistry. That's what it means to me, is like all all chem e is like alchemy, like all parts, all like it's like mixing parts, like do you know what I mean? It's like that's all it is. It's just you put salt with this, you put dirt with this, you heat this up, cool this down. It's like a beautiful system of just like journaling and taking note and recording of like what happens if this, then what, you know? Um, like when molten hot magma meets seawater, and you basically start getting like a new landmass and stuff. Like it's just the nature of the realm, the nature and the rules of the realm. That's like the like I consider that to be like as far as critical thinking goes, as far as like living in objective reality, alchemy. Same with geometry, the shape of things, why certain things are shaped certain ways, what properties do certain shapes have. When people talk about the triangle, it's an incredibly powerful shape, but so is an egg. But there are also like certain criteria and situations bring about the different advantages or disadvantages of certain shapes. For example, like the fact that we all live in cubes and all the windows are rectangles. Um, like everything, like we're surrounded by 90-degree angles. These very harsh angles, and it's like I'm not even a father yet, but when I think of like having a child in a room, the first thing I always do is like, if there's like a coffee table at like knee height and it has like harsh corners on it, I'm like, oh, the child could fall and like bump its head off the corner and shit. Like if I was going to engineer an environment that was safe in quotes, there'd be no corners. Everything would be a flow. Everything would be rounded off. Everything would be a flow. Everything would be smooth. There'd be no corners. You know, the very nature of our reality these days is like almost kind of like you're surrounded by spikes, like you're in a prison that's constantly trying to eat you. You know, like your teeth have 90-degree angles. You know, when you think about it, we're kind of like your bed, everything you contain stuff in, tables, chairs, everything just has these like harsh angles to them. Like it's a fucking horrible way to live. Like when you contrast that with how we allegedly spent hundreds, if not thousands, of our lives, we spent it surrounded by utter beauty, horror, and chaos too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like the the contrast and the inherent juxtaposition or like dichotomy of um paradox even of a tiger being incredibly beautiful. Do you know what I mean? It's like this thing's that is designed to like eat other things and like ambush them and kill them and consume them and all, like, is incredibly beautiful looking. Butterflies eat shit. Like butterflies eat feces. Like, do you know what I mean? It's one of their main food sources is shit. And you're like, oh, look at a pretty butterfly. And a butterfly lands on you. You're like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And he's just like rubbing shit particles all over you, like some gay little, like some flying sodomite. Like, oh, look at me, I'm so pretty. Like they're flying shit eaters. Like, do you know what I mean? Like these truths about life. Like, do you know what I mean? These living in truth is glorious. Living in truth is like is beautiful. That's why it's called the good, the true, and the beautiful. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like living in truth, expressing truth, like recommunicating truth from something you've gotten into yourself and then back out into others and then relating to people with it and all. Like that is what being alive is, like. And don't get me wrong, there's also the aspect of like the ugly, the false, and the profane that is a part of life. But the fact is that like the reason why everything is so fucked up is because so like it is a bit of, it's a futile thing to say, to be like the reason everything is so fucked is because X. It's like there are so many factors involved in why we got here and why everything is so fucked up. You know, like obviously there's a root, but the fucking endless amount of factors from that stem from that root. You know, that's what like, it is. It's very like the biblical version or the biblical perspective of it of like these are the seven deadly sins. It's like it's such an incredibly like alchemical way of looking at it. Like when you boil something down into a solution, like you know what I mean? It's like the words we use and all, like, you know, how do we solve this problem? How do we get this and make it solvent? How do we solve this problem? Like, you know what I mean? It's like when something dissolves into water and all, like like the words we use, the way we use them, like the way we use the material that we're surrounded by and that we interact with and all, like this all dictates whether or not we live in heaven or hell here, not in the afterlife. Like why is it called afterlife if your consciousness is still like conscious after life? All right, then like are you not still in some sense alive? Like what do we consider? We consider stuff to be sentient if it has a consciousness. Even a mushroom, mushrooms, like it's been proven, mushrooms have a consciousness. It's not the same form of consciousness as us in the sense that, like, you know, we're walking around independently, we can interact with another human being and all. But like, you could probably like argue that it is in a sense where it's like from the mushroom's perspective, he can't move or she can't move, so it's just like sitting there. But they can still communicate with each other like over vast distances and shit. Like, you know, it's like, oh, I think my brain is just like after the experience I had there the other day. I'm still kind of I'm processing the nonsense. My mind and my body is processing what I have discerned to be um a threat and a incredibly stressful um problem that I can do very little about apart from like the internal work. Like all I can really do in my personal situation is increase the level of discipline that I have over my emotions so that I don't kill someone. Like, you know, because like that's where part of my mind is at these days. It's like when I come across these people, I want them dead. Like I because what like the judgment I make is like no matter where you are, you're going to be a problem, you know, because these people eat themselves. They eat each other. Even if it like you can't even go, okay, all the Marxists, Satanists, communists, you guys go over there. All the people who are fucking normal and want to live like human beings, we're going to be over here. They'll all kill each other. Like their shit will descend and spiral downwards. Like they'll break up into different groups. They'll hate each other. They'll subvert each other because it's their nature. Do you know what I mean? Like the scorpion and the frog. Like it is the nature of these people to be inhuman. You know, like I would argue that these people are inhuman. They're not human. A human is a social creature that exists in reality. The human goes, this is an orange. This is a stick. I could use this stick to knock more oranges out of the tree. I could use it to test the depth of the water. I could sharpen the stick and use it to kill a pig, and that pig can feed my family. Like a human being is just another part of the beautiful construct that we exist in. We are a part of this thing. You know, we may like we are definitely a part of this thing now, whatever people's opinions or like knowledge or whatever these like these faith systems and belief systems of where we came from and who made us and all this fucking shit, like whether like at this stage um we're here, we're a part of it. It's a part of us as much as we are a part of it. I mean, look at your fucking fingerprints, look at the spiral where your hair grows. You can't tell me that doesn't have a intensely, rooted relationship to everything you're surrounded by, you know? And like, even if you look at it like the biblical way and the metaphysical way, we may not be counted among the animal kingdom from certain perspectives. We may have been made after or before certain things. We may have dominion for whatever reason. Um, but we were made using parts of existence. He breathed life into the clay and all this fucking shit. Like, even the secular people are like, lightning struck a primordial ooze. And so we are stardust. We are of this place. We, like, every single part of you is part of this, you know? Meanwhile, they're telling you like that, like, we're like a blight and we're doing bad stuff and we're destroying the planet and all and blah 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 blah. And like, that's not to say that people don't do fucked up shit. People who like pollute rivers and like dump a load of toxic waste or bury a load of fucking uranium in a desert or some shit like that, like, because they don't have to deal with trying to get rid of it properly. Yeah, humans do fucked up shit. But the difference is like, people like me and people like them, people like us, I'll be like, I will feel shame and anger when I see a fellow human being doing something fucked up. Even if it's something as seemingly as benign as leaving 800 grams of mince in the biscuit aisle in a shop. I'm like, who the fuck are you? And you need to be caned. You know, um, they don't think like that. They they adhere to they willingly act like pets. They seek validation and authority from other human beings who, from their perspective, have validated authority. It's really sad and pathetic. It's like you literally have for lack of a better term, you have a large portion of the population right now that are essentially not human. They're animals, and they have chosen to be that way. Now, I would argue that there's a certain subcategory of people who are traumatized, brainwashed, propagandized. People that if you spoke to for a few hours, maybe days, there's probably like, I would argue that there would be that it would be the moral thing to do to at least to attempt to communicate with these people and find some common ground. But the second you realize that there's nothing, like, there is no common ground to be met, these people are always going to be like this and blah blah, then you're at the point now where you either have to concede and get the fuck out of there, or concede and be like, okay, fine, I'm just going to like put up with this and endure it and suffer it, whatever, or get them the fuck away from you. Do you know what I mean? History is full of groups of humans killing other groups of humans. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I don't like the idea of not being able to live in balance and harmony, But I'm also aware of the fact that that's probably a naive way to be. I don't like the idea of having to butcher a load of people just so we can live in peace. You know what I mean? It's like, but when you think about it, that is like a very natural process. Like, if you fuck up an ecosystem, like, all you have to do to fuck up an ecosystem is take it out of balance. You know, you can just move one part, and the ecosystem is completely fucked. And I would argue that's why our world is fucked, because somebody somewhere has made an incredibly long, winded effort to remove from human beings an essential ingredient that makes us human. And that's why people like me are so fucked up and angry and sick of this shit. And people like them are increasingly arrogant and demonic. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like, from their perspective, they're like, oh, right, like, the world is finally becoming what it should be. Um, a world where everybody, gets along, and like, it doesn't matter if you're this or that or whatever like that. But it's all a lie. It's all a lie. Like, it's like their idea of a Muslim and a Jew and uh, a black person and a white person, a male and a female, like all these different groups, their idea of all these different groups being able to be in a room and work together and there not be any like offense or insult or cultural clash or whatever, um, is to basically tell them all to keep their mouth shut and not express themselves authentically. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would rather be offended by what somebody has to say than for them to be in my presence and pretend to have different opinions in an attempt to not potentially offend me. Because that's the situation we have now, is where a bunch of people are pretending to accommodate everybody. They're pretending to tolerate. They're not even tolerating, they're pretending to tolerate now. You know, keep your thoughts to yourself, keep your opinions to yourself. Don't speak honestly, openly, and authentically. You might hurt somebody's feelings. This is incredibly poisonous. Incredibly poisonous. And who the fuck are you to tell people how to behave? Like, you know? And then, like, you'd get somebody turning around to me being like, "Yeah, well, who the fuck are you to tell people how to behave?" Like, one, I'm not lying. Two, I'm not speaking from a book or some kind of claimed authority. I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from being human and being around other human beings. Like, the knowledge I have is gained from doing shit and being shit. You know, the knowledge and power that they claim to have has been fed to them. You know, it's fucking tragic. Um, oh, had to Google that butterfly fact. Apparently, oh, apparently too, it's called puddling. Drinking fecal water. Learned a new derogative term today. Probably works for sodos as well as cheese. Mariposa de merda. Mariposa de merda, is that like butterfly of shit or something? What's mariposa? That's hilarious. Had to Google that butterfly fact. What's that? You didn't believe me? I'm glad you did, though. Yeah, butterflies eat shit. Are you serious? Hold on. Like, the fact that you ask Google, though, like, you know what I mean? We're still in that place. I still do it. I still do it all the time. But that's what's funny about all this, isn't it? It's like we know Google is part of the beast, but we still use Google because it's like, admittedly, it's still for like benign facts like that. It's generally true, you know? How big is a blue whale? How much does this weigh? How many of this, if you translate it into this, like, kilos to whatever. Like, when it comes to like very, very basic, just factoids and stuff like that, Google's still very reliable in a lot of ways, like, and how funny is that? It's like when it comes to the opinion stuff, when it comes to the narrative stuff, when it comes to the perspective stuff, that's when all of these search engines and all of this fucking shit starts to, like, the AI and all, like, it's mad. Like, it is. I think it's starting to become increasingly apparent that it's quite likely that we are living through a time where there's at least one group out there with a lot of power who are using what they consider to be artificial intelligence to make a lot of these decisions. Like, I seriously would not be surprised if, the Illuminati or whoever the fuck the hidden hand have been for the past maybe 30 years um communing with some kind of like entity through technology, you know? And for all we know, it could be like past 1,000 years or something. I don't fucking know. Like, it would be really funny though if Satan, like what we call Satan, the adversary, the opponent, it would be really funny if, like, because like, as above, so below, as within, so without. So what's the opposite of a human being? Like we are conscious and we're corporeal and we're social, um, we're creative. So the opposite of that would be um, unconscious, antisocial, doesn't move, non-corporeal. Well, that just sounds like a ghost or a demon or something. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, what's anti-human? Like the unseen realm would be anti-human. Like there is a level where I think that you could boil all of our existential crises um down to the fact that we're how conscious we are. Like I think you could argue that that's actually the problem, is the fact that we have free will and consciousness and we've been around for X amount of time, that like the same thing that grants us the ability to do what we do in a good way is the same thing that grants us the ability to do what we do in a bad way. So when we look at the whole theological thing of like good and evil, it's like you can't kill evil, you know, which is why I'm like, yeah, it's incredibly frustrating that like it probably is true that even if you wipe all these people out, um, and I'm not saying even doing it in a sense of like in throughout history where it's like you're kicking in people's doors and like you're fucking making certain stuff illegal and shit like that. Like I'd probably go the lawfare route right now. Like don't get me wrong, there'd be a few people that I'd fucking hunt down and kill and make an example of. But most of it, it'd just be like, no more of this, no more of that, no more of this. If you're one of these, get the fuck out. Like it'd be very similar to the whole no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. You know, it'd be like no scum, no cunts, no wankers. Like it's too vague. Um, like if I could carve something into stone that like people would abide by and shit like that, like it'd just be very simple stuff. Like even "Thou shalt not kill" is just retarded. Thou shalt not kill. Who? Why? Like, what are you talking? What? Like, so I can't kill my chicken? Like, I can't kill someone who's trying to kill me? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're telling him that he can't kill, but he's going to disobey it, and then you're going to tell me that I can't kill, how am I going to kill him without disobeying you? Like, it's a stupid rule. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like the kind of rule that a god who created us would make. Do you know what I mean? Don't kill. Like what? Each other or like like have to be way more specific with that rule. Like, oh, fucking hell. Oh Christ. Times that's a hilarious comment. Probably works for Sodos as well as calling sodomites Sodos is hilarious. Right, I'll put on the Celtic outro and give this guy some bright eyes. Very Irish.
When the stream lights up and the brush hits steel, morning drums in the workshop wheel, from the clatter of cans to the sacred brew.
It's like what do they call the Dropkick Murphys or something?
Hands stained bright with the colours of fade. Every stroke a vow, every drip first rate. From dawn till dusk, the banners flew. All hail the art of Pentingu. Raise your cups, let the pigments flow. Honor in payment or shame you'll know. Pay for the goo if your blood runs through. Bear the weight of what your ancestors knew. Sing it loud, let the whole chat view. Defenderoo paints for me and you.
That's deadly. Obviously you wrote the lyrics to this one.
Born of roller and flame, crafted in chaos, baptized in paint. Lessons dropped between laughs and lore. Prime base coat, steel cups, let the pigments flow. Honor in payment or shame, you'll know. Pay for the goo if your blood runs true, or suffer the shame your ancestors knew. Raise your cups, let the pigments flow. Honor in payment or shame, you'll know. Pay for the goo if your blood runs true, or suffer the shame your ancestors knew.
That's dead.
Your ancestors knew.
That was so good.
This has been PEINTEINGU. Streams now through. Like, subscribe, and pay what's due. From the @DefenderBear channel, loyal and true. Defenderoo's watching. And so are you. Wait!
Man, that's deadly. Hold on, I do the fucking Celtic version 2. That was class. This is one of my all-time favorites.
When the stream lights up and the brush hits steel, morning drums in the workshop wheel. From the clatter of cans to the sacred brew, here comes the Defenderoo with the painting goo. Hand stained bright with the colors of fade. Every stroke a vow, every drip first rate. From dawn till dusk, the banners flew. All hail the art of PEINTEINGU. Raise your cups, let the pigments flow. Honor in payment, a shame you'll know. Pay for the goo if your blood runs true. Obey the weight of what your ancestors knew. Sing it loud, let the whole chat view. Defenderoo paints for me and you. Demigod born of roller and flame, crafted in chaos, baptized in paint. Lessons drop between laughs and lore. Prime base coat, seal once more. From the daily grind to the final hue, the bear stands guard on Defenderoo. You watched, you learned, the word came through. Now the reckoning's overdue. Raise your cups, let the pigments flow. Honor in payment or shame, you'll know. Pay for the goo if your blood runs true, or bear the weight of what your ancestors knew. Sing it loud, let the whole chat view. Defenderoo pays for me and you. Roll it, shake it, lay it down. No thin coats in the sacred town. Support the craft, respect the brew. You know what honor asks of you. Raise your cups, let the pigments flow. Honor in payment or shame, you'll know. Pay for the goo if your blood runs true, or suffer the shame your ancestors knew.
It's fucking deadly, man. The lyrics are awesome. It's mad catchy.
This has been PEINTEINGU. Streams now through. Like, subscribe, and pay what's due. From the @DefenderBear channel, loyal and true. Defenderoo's watching, and so are you.
Oh.
Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
I think I prefer Micah being all retarded.
Hey.
Makes me hate him less. I'll just let this one play while I sign off. They're awesome, man. Thanks very much. All right. This concludes today's episode of A PEINTEINGU. I hope you have enjoyed Ingu. I have enjoyed Ingu and a painting for you. And I will see you soon. Right, you heard the song. Pay for PEINTEINGU. Or your ancestors will turn around in their graves and face their arses towards you. Fart at you. I'll see you Monday. God willing. Have a great weekend. God bless. Be good. Be true. And be beautiful.
For me and you.